Let's get right to our top story. Hurricane Dorian barreling toward the East Coast right now. Take a look at the satellite imagery. This storm is a beast, strengthening overnight. It is now a Category 4 with winds up to 140 miles an hour.
The big development this morning, the forecast models now predict that Dorian will probably not make landfall in Florida. Instead, the storm may make landfall further north in the Carolinas. However, and this is important, even if the current forecast model holds, that does not mean Florida can fully exhale.
Also, bear in mind here that when it grazes the coast, Dorian is expected to bring a significant storm surge, which could mean flooding and property damage. This morning, with the storm bearing down, Floridians are scrambling to stock up on gas and other supplies, which are running low. We have team coverage, and we start with Rob, who's on the ground in Cocoa Beach. Rob, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. This is not the Labor Day weekend that folks here were hoping for. Tourists are getting out. Residents are preparing their families, their homes for what may come. This part of Florida landscape is complex. I want to show you our drone shot. There's water pretty much everywhere. Waterways and rivers intertwined just inland here from Cocoa Beach. Meanwhile, another scenic and tranquil sunrise coming up on this Saturday morning, all while a monster hurricane looms in the Atlantic.
This morning, Hurricane Dorian, a major Category 4 storm marching towards the southeast U.S., with Florida set to get it first. The governor urging locals to heed any calls for evacuation.
There is a danger to your life if you remain in these evacuation zones.
Brevard and Martin counties already announcing mandatory evacuations for the barrier islands, low-lying properties, and mobile homes starting Sunday morning, with more evacuation orders expected over the weekend.
I'm tired.
Eileen White and her husband making a 6-hour drive from Florida to Georgia to dodge the storm.
It's hard for older people to leave, and Florida's filled with old people. Just say some prayers for us, please.
It's pretty chaotic out there. I'm glad I prepared last weekend.
Dorian's winds could cut power for millions of customers in Florida. More than 16,000 work crews from Florida Power and Light on the way to help.
The damage will require extended repair work. And in extreme cases, it may require FP&L to rebuild parts of the system here in Florida.
Shops and homes throughout the state boarding up. Containers and umbrellas and lounges moved off the beaches. For what is typically a major travel weekend to Florida, the Daytona Beach International Airport Terminal closing Sunday. Orlando International Airport to cease commercial flights starting Monday. Dorian forecast to bring life-threatening storm surge and damaging winds. The famed hurricane hunters tasked with gathering vital information inside the storm, speaking to ABC News.
The initial prognosis of the storm was that this was going to be a tropical storm and not much more, and we're already up to a Cat 4 at this point in time, so it's growing, it's intensifying, it's a big storm. Don't overlook it.
They have been flying nonstop through this storm, and that data is helping us get some better forecast accuracy, at least we hope. This drone showing just how much water is surrounding this place. We're on a sliver of land that connects the barrier islands, including Cape Canaveral, to the mainland. And those barrier islands have been ordered to evacuate beginning tomorrow morning, because where I stand right now may very well be underwater with the combination of the wind, the storm surge, and what is unfortunately timing out to be astronomically high tide. So that is not a good combination, regardless of if this thing makes landfall or not. But it is a beast. I want to show it to you on the satellite picture. Anytime I look at something like this, when you have an eye like that on the infrared picture, it does, to me, look like a monster, and it just gives me chills up my spine, especially when you see a track that comes this close to the U.S. Category 4 storm with winds potentially getting closer to Category 5 status. It's going over very warm water. The Bahamas are obviously going to get it first. They have hurricane warnings up there. And the track or the pattern remains the same. That high pressure is what's nudging it to the west. Here are some of our computer models. But now there's indications that the western edge of that ridge is going to weaken, and that will open the door for Dorian to make a right turn to the north a little sooner than we once thought. That is a good scenario, at least for South Florida and for inland areas of Florida, because look at the computer model winds guidance here. This is a stark difference from what this particular model was showing us yesterday. It was showing us 110-mile-an-hour winds expected in West Palm Beach, about half that now expected if this forecast holds true. If it comes any 50 miles either direction to the west, then we're talking about a whole nother ballgame. So the margin of error is very small with this sort of trajectory. And obviously Savannah, Hilton Head, and Charleston are going to have to worry about this midweek with life-threatening storm surge, hurricane force winds, and heavy flooding rains. This story is not going away, unfortunately, for the folks here in the southeast U.S. Eva?
All right, a lot of people anxiously watching that this morning. Thanks, Rob.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.